Here we are once again. We live virtual performance and podcast.
A little distraction for your Saturday satisfaction.
Yeah. I am your host, Ellis Williams, and this is the great, beautiful
Christine Williams.
Yeah. How you doing, baby?
I am good.
All right. I hope you had a good week.
Yeah.
Yes, I did too. And now we hope you guys are having a great Saturday because this is episode 22 of the podcast / show. And today is Students Just Don't Understand, where we have some cool things talking about educational system and teachers and showing our love to those people that are, in some cases, risking their lives to teach your kids. All right. So, you know. And we have a special guest. I don't know who's on the line. We have a special place on When, Where, Why. We have another special guest who's going to be performing. He's a handsome fellow. I'm going to find out who he is. And it's me. And we're going to start with today's news, which is, you know who these people are?
Spice Girls.
Pussycat Dolls.
Danity Kane.
TLC.
Destiny Child. All of them.
All of them. Yeah, I think so. Just enter all the wrong stuff. No, that is the Kardashians. And today's news story is Keeping Up with the Kardashians will be over next year, the last season. After 20 seasons, 14 years, they will finally be done. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
It's over.
Is it?
yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're going to move on to bigger and better things. I mean,
moving?
All right. Oh, dang. Look, all jokes aside, these ladies have done a lot in the industry. I can't even be mad. You know, they literally took a PR nightmare and made billions. Probably billions. You know,
off of it.
They redefined reality TV show, what it is to be an entrepreneur. They probably are the ones that added to this whole influencer thing, and pretty much what it is to date successful black men. You know, so yeah, you know, too soon? What? No, never. No. But anyway, you know, if you like that show, you know, tell us your favorite episode. If we happen to want to watch, you know, if hell froze over, tell us what episode to watch, and hey, you just might listen. But first, we're gonna go ahead and get into this week's Who's on the Line segment with Mr. We'll let him say it.
Michael Cofield. I called in because, kind of felt like talking to my good old buddy Ellis. That's all. Kind of miss you a little bit of mine. But I'm a middle school band director. Going into this is now my 8th year teaching. I've taught high school and a couple of years on the college level also. Straight out of college, out of Norfolk State in 2011, I taught in Charlotte, North Carolina at Garinger High School for 3 years. Went back to Norfolk State, got my master's, and then ended up down here in Palm Beach County at the Great Lakeshore Middle School, home of the Roadrunner Band.
All right, I'm sure there's some kids right now listening that's losing their minds at.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout outs to them.
So what was your instrument that you played, or like what is your like favorite instrument to teach since you teach band?
Well, my primary instrument, if my students tell it, they call it my wife because they don't see me without it. But my primary instrument is my tuba. My secondary instrument is baritone. But of course, like any music educator, you learn to play every single instrument. You become proficient in all of them. I'm not going to say learn to play them, but you become proficient in it enough to teach it. But my favorite instrument to teach, and I'm sure Miss Stephanie Sanders would love to hear me say this, my favorite instrument to teach is flute. That was the weakest instrument. Yeah, that was the weakest instrument. Ellis is laughing, whatever. But it was the weakest instrument that I was on learning it. Like I was weak at it. But once I got it and I got the actual airflow down of it, I became a beast at teaching it. And my flute section now, at the middle school that I'm at, 3 years in a row, they've been section of the year.
Wow.
And yeah, but they kind of start coasting themselves. Like I'm not even going to take the props for it. They're just beasts. But flute is my favorite instrument to teach.
See, I can't. The reason why I'm laughing is because you remember that one semester that Adams had me on flute, because I was just recuperating from my lip injuries. They're like, oh, where you play some flute? So I was playing flute, and my big behind was sitting in the flute section with all these little girls. I mean, young women, little women.
Wait, what class? What were you in like
Concert band.
second band? Oh, it was the second band, the late night.
Yeah, because you know they weren't gonna put me in no top band playing flute. You crazy?
Yeah, right. No.
What?
Mm.
Playing, I was in the second band playing Star Wars. All right, struggling.
We're playing half note and quarter note patterns and missing notes.
Mm.
It's
I
all-
never. I might have to talk to you offline about some flute techniques.
No, since I called in so we can have a conversation, right? So I think you need to tell the people.
I could not pick up the flute to save my life, and I probably should have because the saxophone was really heavy, so I didn't like playing that. But yeah, I probably should have picked the flute or the piccolo. But
I'm not gonna show you for real, but I literally have a flute sitting out right behind me, and I keep it out. I keep every instrument that I teach here. Well, I used to until school started back, but
so you fluted and fluted.
Wow. Anywho, next question.
I agreed to keep it PG, so I'm gonna continue to do that.
But I didn't. No. Okay.
How has the pandemic affected your band room or your virtual, I guess, classroom now?
This is the second week we've been in school. We started last week. We were supposed to start August 21st, we were supposed to start the second week in August, but they pushed it back. It's affected me now. Going into the second week now, I see it's doing me justice. It's helping me as a band director because the first 2 to 3 weeks of school, my kids aren't touching instruments anyways. I'm still trying to distribute stuff, making sure I got all of my forms straight, making sure the kids are renting instruments, making sure I got my instrumentation straight and everything, lesson plans, music copied and everything like that. So because of the pandemic, it's helped my band class and my band program drastically. Already within this first week and a half, my music theory with my band is already up quicker, like a couple of weeks faster than what it would be in class. Wow. My music appreciation, that's just music appreciation. I mean, it's general music. So, I get in there, dibble, dabble, laugh, joke, show them some stuff. I'm off. But it's definitely helped my band class, except for they haven't touched the instruments. So.
True. Well, I mean, yeah, that I was not expecting that answer. Like really, because doing band together, just the first thing you think about is, how you got to be interactive. You have to be engaging with those students. You have to, sometimes be hands-on with these instruments and not to have that. And it's just like, in a platform like this, it's crazy, but theory is going to take them a lot further than just being able to play the instrument.
Correct. Because if I was in the classroom, my main thing and their main thing, of course, is I want an instrument in my hand, and I want an instrument in my hand. And as well as anybody else, the better musicians, it takes time. You take that instrument away, and you get down to the actual pedagogy of just the mouthpiece or just breathing techniques and stuff like that. It breaks down a lot of fundamentals before you put that instrument in their hand. Because when you put that instrument in their hand, the only thing they care about is what? Making a sound on it. They don't care if they sound good or not. So this pandemic is really slowing me down also. So it's helped me. Like I said, other than having the instruments there, that's really the only thing.
Okay, so that's what's up. All right, so let's set the scene. So pandemic or no pandemic. So you wake up in the morning, you get dressed, you get ready, you're driving to work, you're in your office, you're waiting for that first bell to start, and you're listening to a song to get you hyped for the day. What is that song?
This is so cliche, but almost every morning in my band room before first period, I have Behold blasting in my room. And I do mean blasting in my band room. Behold is blasting.
Get them young. Get them while they're young.
Yeah, but I had one girl say, Mr. Cofield, can you play the sword music? I'm like, sword music? What's sword? She says it sounds like pirates and stuff like that. And I was like,
well, yeah, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's middle school. But I blast Behold. I like Snoop Dogg, but of course I can't play Snoop Dogg even in the classroom. So I don't probably
I got a clean version somewhere.
Yeah. But most likely it's anything from my old school playlist, man. OJ's Earth, Wind and Fire, Michael Jackson, LTD, you name it, man. I mean,
pretty much what our band director played when we were getting into band.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. That explains a lot.
What, why I'm old?
Yeah. Both of y'all.
I don't play Behold, but in a lot of the songs that I've written, I put that little Behold tag in it, like somewhere. So
you gotta have it in there.
I can't help it. It's crazy. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get it on my cell phone for all of my ringtones or something, man. I just gotta hit a tritone. Just give it to me.
True.
So this is just something I am dying to know.
I'm really afraid of these questions. I don't know. You're with Ellis, so you're an extension of Ellis. I just have a fear. Anytime Ellis when he called me earlier, I was like, I don't know if I want to pick up this phone, but okay, good.
That's why you didn't pick up the phone the first time.
No, I really didn't see the call.
Yeah, schmuck. Yeah, I'm it.
This is just something that you probably already do, or you probably already have an idea of what you want to do with it. But because we don't have kids, we don't know how this works. But how are you disciplining or planning to discipline your students, being that you're in a virtual environment?
I live by one code in my classroom. And when I got interviewed for this job, they asked me this question. They said, well, how are you going to deal with unruly kids? My response is, I'm not going to deal with them. They're going to deal with me. And, it's very simple. You can't do anything without discipline. Nothing in this world. You won't succeed without discipline. In fact, my kids have 4 core values. All of my kids know that there are 4 core values in my classroom that I take everywhere. And I make it a hashtag on my band page, and it's DARC, and it's discipline, attitude, responsibility, and composure. So you fail on one of those words, I simply either restrict you from that Google meeting or I immediately contact your parent. There's only but so much discipline you could take virtually into somebody's house. You see kids laying in their bed with a bonnet on or something like that.
What?
Yeah, you see that? Like what? I'm gonna be very transparent right now. What can you tell a kid at home, in their parents' house? Hey, sit up, take that bonnet off, stop eating that stuff in your mama house. I'm not your parent. Like, what? Yeah. You're not gonna listen. That's not my job. My job is to instruct everybody. So I'm not gonna stop my instruction to deal with the unruly kid. As long as you're not talking or disrupting or being a distraction, you can do what you want to do. But I'm gonna keep my instruction going forward. And work with the kids that want to learn. Now, if we were in the classroom, that's totally different. They know what time it is.
True that. All right. So you say you've been teaching 8 years plus. What's the craziest thing you've encountered?
Other than kids on the classroom and in the bed with a bonnet on.
I know it's like 10 times worse than that.
Oh, it's. I think every band director, if there are any band directors watching this feed, and you saw my head drop, I mean, Ellis, me and you, let's just think back to Stranahan. The stories we have as students. So imagine me as a band director. Like I said, I've taught high school, middle school, and college. The craziest story that I feel comfortable telling is I'm not going to say where I was or what school I was at, but I had a student that came to my class completely incoherent, really inebriated. And they were really trying to hold it together. And I'm just like, I'm fresh out of college. Like, I'm like,
they ain't recognize games like
That's why you're Mrs. Williams right now. That's why you're Mrs. Williams. Good job, Ellis.
Yep.
But I was just looking at him and I was just like, man, I got to get this kid out of here. So I got him out of here. I got him out of my class and I talked to him outside in the hallway and I said, man, you need to get your stuff together. He opens his book bag. It's an entire liquor store in that book bag. Then in his other book bag, he had, all of his books and stuff like that. So he had 2 book bags with him. That by far, I was pretty terrified because that was my first year teaching out of college. And I was like, I'm going to jail because this kid is in my class.
Distributing liquor. Wow.
band director has been supposedly arrested for giving a minor. I'm like, what? I was shocked, man. I was scared.
See, the funny thing is that when you started the story, I automatically thought about our senior skip day when it was probably the first time I actually took a drink of anything outside of like wine or something. And our band director asked me to come inside to help him like with some order that was coming, some instruments. And I was just like, oh no. And I was like trying to like hold my breath and I opened my mouth. I had like a drop of whatever it was on my shirt. And to this day, like I want to ask him, and if he's listening, you know, Mr. Navarro, I'm sorry.
Shame.
I always wonder, like, did he know?
Mr. Navarro, if you are listening, me and Ellis got a lot of stuff to tell you because,
yeah. I'm gonna have to send this to him personally. Like, hey, you're gonna enjoy this.
Wow.
Master Drill, come here, Master Drill.
Oh gosh, yeah, that used to terrify me. I'm just like, oh no, this is either gonna be a compliment or I'm doing some push-ups.
Oh yeah, all day.
Any advice for teachers adjusting to this new normal?
My only word of advice is don't overwork yourself. Don't bend over backwards for something that's not gonna last forever. This is just a phase that everybody's going through. Old teachers, veteran teachers, young teachers, brand new teachers. Everybody's going through it, man, and everybody's getting their feet wet in this process. So nobody knows exactly what's going on or exactly what to do. No matter how much admins want to harp and jump on you and say you need to do this and you got to do this. And I know I'm speaking to a lot of teachers out there that probably feel the way that I feel, but it is really overwhelming. It's overwhelming. The amount of time that I spend sitting right here on this exact computer, for the first time, I've had this computer for years. I've never heard the fan kick on this thing until I started teaching virtually last week.
Wow.
That's how hot this thing has gotten. And, it's a lot of paper trails that they try to keep on you to make sure that you're doing stuff. And, I do it, but I do it to what they ask me to do. I don't try to go over because, it's just too much. The kids are burnt out too. Everybody's burnt out. So it's just a process that we all kind of need to just slowly guide through. Pace yourself.
It's good advice.
Yeah, and I commend you and all the other teachers that are making it work, definitely, because, man, I guess one thing to be the parents that have to deal with their kids home all the time, but then the teachers that have to try to, like, get the point across and keep their attentions. Like, it's hard enough when they're in person because these kids, they can't keep their attention on one thing for more than 11 seconds.
Do you really see parents sitting next to their kids with belts in their hand? Or I'm just curious.
I see parents, but I don't see them sitting next to some. I see some walking past, and I'm just like, that's a distraction,
I'm gonna leave that right there.
Just leave it right there. But there are other kids in the home, and they're loud and it's because they're in virtual school also. So you have babies there, you have toddlers there. A lot of times kids not the only kids no more. So it's a lot of distractions in the home. But us as teachers, we got to keep going forward with the instruction. It's not hard. We just got to stay focused with what we do.
True that. All right. So we're winding down. I want to go ahead and give people the opportunity to follow you or anything that you want people to pay attention to. I know you mentioned you had your school page or your band page.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us any place we can follow you at.
Okay, so my school page, the actual band page that my kids have, it's kind of been a little inactive lately, of course, because of the virus. But you can follow them at Roadrunner Band 100 on Instagram. They also have a Twitter account. I don't remember the name of that one, but it's linked to the Instagram page. You can find it on the Instagram page, like I said, Roadrunner Band 100. You can follow me at Cofield, that's QOFEEL _ on Instagram. And Twitter is just QOFEEL.
Cool. All right. And you got anything else?
Yeah, that was it.
I'm good. Definitely, man. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, I just want to say that this was a pleasure. Like, real talk, this is a pleasure, man. I enjoy talking. I'm a teacher, so hey.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, we're back, and here we go. Wait, what are they doing here? Get out of here, Kardashians. Now let's go right into it. Trivia. All right, big shout out to Mr. Cofield for being our guest. That was cool. Wasn't expecting all that from the band students, but teachers like him are doing some great things out there. So thank you guys, and make sure to follow him and his band.
Yeah, students got it good nowadays.
Just sitting in bed with no shirt on the screen. I've seen it. It's nasty. Anyway, let's go into question number 1. If you know the answers, put it in the comment section. Here we go. Number 1, bam. In a perfect world, the average student to teacher ratio in public schools is what? A, 17-1, B, 20-1, C, 35-1, or D, 27-1.
Oh, well, I know it ain't 35-1 because that's the real world. So in the ideal world,
Not in the world I was raised in, but whatever.
In the ideal world, it's probably going to be the lowest. So A,
You're going to say
17 to 1.
A? Final answer?
That is my final answer.
All right, we'll see at the end. All right, put your answers in the comment section. Here we go. Question number 2. What is the current spending for students in elementary and secondary public schools? A, $400. B, $900. C, $2,400. Or D, 13,000 big ones.
Whoa. 13 sounds like a lot. 400 sounds like that ain't even gonna cover your prom dress.
Preach. I don't wear no prom dress, but
Or your prom night. Yeah, your prom night. I'll just say prom night for
that rental.
Doesn't have to be a dress.
Joke.
You can wear anything you want to wear nowadays. But I'd say 2,400.
That's your final answer?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see.
Cover Kleenex and
Wow.
hand sanitizers
True,
and stuff.
true. The whole new
Some
world.
notebooks, especially if you get them on the special deals.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now, number 3. Where was the first public school established in America? A, Washington, D.C. B, Williamsburg, Virginia. C, Brooklyn, New York. Or D, Boston, Massachusetts.
And no, it ain't no Brooklyn. I know it's not Brooklyn.
I know you a hater.
I don't even think Brooklyn is that old. I don't even know if it was established back then. But I don't think DC is that old either. I'm gonna go with Boston because
Boston.
it's just like more like older and like they're known for like education and stuff, right?
We'll see. So that's your final answer? D, Boston.
Boston is old. It's like one of the original 13 colonies, right?
I wasn't expecting you to know that, but okay.
And like Williamsburg, I think they were probably more focused on like cotton and tobacco.
I could go so many places with that. But anyway, I have a bonus question for you.
What?
All right. You're not going to see this one. You're not going to see this one coming.
Okay.
I don't know why that's funny. True or false? Your nose is always in view.
Your nose on your face?
Yep. Bewitched. Your nose.
I mean, like other people can always see it, but like, can I always see it?
In view of your own eyes.
No.
No?
False.
I mean, if you're sitting like this and stuff. But
False. Unless you're looking in the mirror. I mean, you can't like technically.
All right,
unless
well, we'll see.
like, yeah.
We'll see. Now let's go ahead and go through these answers, son. All right. Let's see if you got it. If you got the questions right or wrong. So number 1, in a perfect world, the average student to teacher ratio in public schools is what? If you said A, like you did, you would be correct. There are about 3 million registered teachers in the U.S. with over 51 million K-12 students. Oh my gosh!
I mean, that still sounds pretty high. 17 to 1. I feel
Yeah,
like there
I mean,
should
teachers would be like
17
10.
to 2.
Like two teachers
like
in
an
classroom?
assistant, like like when
Like
you get tired, you could tag them in,
Okay.
or sit with that bad one over there because they get on my nerves.
Well, then maybe so. All right. Number 2. What is the current spending for students in elementary and secondary public schools? If you said D, you would be right. I think you said 2,400. $13,000. In 2018, the census recorded that the current spending per pupil in the United States was $13,000.
Can I get an itemized list of where that 13,000 is coming from? That seems excessive.
That's a lot.
What's the point of public? What are my tax dollars paid for? Just
Not
kidding.
a goddamn thing for them to clean the White House. Anyway, number 3. Where was the first public school established in America? You said Boston, Massachusetts. And you are correct. Wow, she's on the roll today, y'all. She only missed one for once. The first public school was established in Boston, Massachusetts in 1635, just a couple decades after the Pilgrims first arrived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ain't
They
that
was about
something?
that education.
I bet they were in picking cotton,
No, not in Boston.
but in Williamsburg. Anyway, let's go ahead and answer the most important question. This bonus question, all right? Do you know that it is true? You can your nose is always in view. Your brain just chooses to involuntarily ignore it.
Is it?
That-
So
hey,
your brain's playing
Hey.
tricks on you. Nah.
Wow. I think you just mixed like 3 different songs there. Anyway, that's it for trivia.
But you got it though.
Touche. With that said, I'm going to pass this to you, and we're going to go into not my favorite, but yours. When, where, why?
Where we explore travel destinations that we'd love to go to if we, weren't in this situation.
If he wasn't stuck in a house.
Technically, we're not stuck, but a lot of places aren't welcoming us anymore. But today's destination is somewhere in the continental USA. So technically, you could go there if you wanted to, but, don't expect that all things are going to be open and available to you. But this place is in the great state of Colorado. It
Where?
is Denver.
What? Ah, yes, I've been waiting for this.
So when do you want to go to Denver? The best months to visit are March through May or September through October, where they have moderate temperatures and fewer crowds. However, if you go during the summer months, it's still a good time to go. The weather is good. It's just warmer, but you're going to experience more tourists during that time. So more
Boo,
crowds.
tourists. Boo.
Yeah. So why do you want to visit Denver?
Yeah.
So there were so many things to do Denver. I'm just going to list a few, but check it out on your own time if any of these things interest you. So the first thing we have on the list is something called the Denver Selfie Museum. And you guessed it. Yes, selfie as in click, click camera. So they have an entire museum that provides about 30 or so backdrops for all your selfie needs. So you, your friends, your family can take advantage of all those selfie opportunities and not look like, people don't throw shade on you because you're in the way of the sidewalk because you're trying to take a picture. Anyway.
I guess.
The next thing on the list is something called Tiny Town. It's approximately 30 minutes west of Denver, and it has about 100 handmade miniature or kid-sized buildings that, family friendly, so your kids can explore. But if
I would love it there, what you're saying. I could be like Godzilla.
you would feel like Godzilla. Yeah, that's exactly. Or if you're, I don't know how exactly small they are, but maybe if you're on the shorter side, you may be able to still have fun with it. They also have, if you're fun sized, so they also have a train that takes you around the little tiny town. So an actual train. The next thing on the list is super fun. It is called Casa Bonita. And yes, it is a Spanish restaurant.
Oh.
But they're not known for their food particularly. They are known because they have a whole bunch of different, I guess you would say, entertainment options there. So within the restaurant, there is a 30-foot waterfall.
What?
They also have other things such as cliff divers, flamethrowers, 14-foot deep pool, pirate gunfight, and gorilla shows, just to name a few.
There's gorillas in Never mind. I'm gonna leave this alone.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to. I really am interested in this gorilla show and this pirate show. What
At a
it's
Mexican
about
restaurant though?
with margaritas. It just sounds like a hazard. Like you need to sign a waiver to get in there. I'm just saying. 4 margaritas and a 14 deep pool. I'm just saying that
Wow.
14-foot deep pool. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
How
This
that's gonna
sounds like
go.
another Harambe incident waiting to happen.
But I'm trying to go though, so
Okay.
I think it'll be cool. The next thing I think will be particularly interesting is the International Church of Cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that right, cannabis. So they actually practice something called elevationism. It's a religion, and they, they have pews where you can smoke on. But if you are interested in seeing this attraction and you do not smoke, but you want to see something, I mean, who doesn't want to see something called International Church of Cannabis? It just sounds like,
I do.
where else can you find that?
Great.
You can visit during their visitation hours, which are smoke free, so you don't have to worry about catching that contact high. The next thing on the list is about 15 miles outside of Denver. It's known as Red Rock Amphitheater. It's a natural occurring, acoustically perfect stadium where they host live performances year round. And then the next two things are going to be what most people know Denver for. They have great hiking trails, and they are also known as the Napa of beer.
Napa?
Because of all the mini breweries they have in their craft beer. So that concludes our when, where, why.
I'm not gonna be honest. When you said that's what that's what Denver is known for, I wasn't thinking hiking or Napa. I was thinking.
I know what you were thinking, but get your mind out of the gutter and
Pass the butter, yeah.
Or the
Always
beer.
Or this next musical performance by this dapper young man. So young and dapper. This is off of his new release record, Live the Music Volume 2, All From One Experience. It's interesting. I have one that's out too. This song is actually hasn't even been released. All right, for real. This is your first time possibly hearing it. So enjoy this one. This is Vibe on This Beat.
Vibe on this beat. Don't take a seat.
Yeah,
Tell me what you're feeling.
that's new.
Vibe on this beat. Open your mind, what you see. Let that music be that healing.
A little something different.
Vibe on this beat.
Yeah.
Don't take a seat.
Okay.
Tell me what you're feeling. Vibe on this beat. Open your mind, what you see.
Let that music be that healing. Girl, you looking at me surprised. I can see the doubt that's in your eyes. Gonna bounce to this and make it go. When the beat is on, you'll sing no. Whoa, let the vibe commence. Now it's in your head, bet you never forget. And yet, got your one, what's next? Get into it, turn it up. Come here, girl, let's feel your cow. Yeah, now.
Vibe on this beat.
Yeah,
Don't take a seat. Tell me what you're feeling.
yeah.
Vibe on this beat. Open your mind, what you see. Let that music be that
Let that music
healing.
be that healing, baby. Yeah,
Vibe on
yeah.
this beat. Don't take a seat. Tell me what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Vibe on this beat. Open your mind, what you see.
Let that music be that healing. Oh, you got me tripping, baby. Like music after you modulated. You think that I'm one-sided, baby. But you don't have a clue. You're dealing with a king, you know. Talent to throw and throw. Trumpet with attitude. Miles Davis in the new. Cooler than being cool. Naming it a brother who tell the world how we digging you. Admit it, you feel it too. I know you do. Get into it, turn it up. Come here, girl, let's feel your car. Yeah.
Vibe on this beat.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
take a seat.
Ha.
Tell me what you're
Tell
feeling.
me what you're feeling.
Vibe on this beat. Open
Oh,
your
oh,
mind,
oh.
what you see. Let that music be that healing.
Yeah.
Vibe on this beat.
Yeah.
Don't take a seat. see. Tell me what you're feeling. Vibe on this beat, open your mind, what you see.
Let that music be that healing. Let's collide our voices now. See the line. If no knowledge, I'll show you how. Plug up your ears and loosen up your fear. Come on and rejoice with the crowd. It's the sound of seven nations, adding up your fascination. Forget getting steady and get loud. Let's collide our voices now. See the line. If no knowledge, I'll show you how. Let's collide our voices now. See the line. If no knowledge, I'll show you how. Yeah.
That guy was really handsome. He looked a lot like you too.
I don't know who he is. I mean, he messed up those words at the end, so I can't really vouch for whoever he could be. But you know how it is. That was Vibe on This Beat. You can catch that on my latest release. That is Live the Music Volume 2. You can get it.
Dos.
Yes, you can stream it everywhere, Spotify, radio, whatever you want to do. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And go to the website, ewillzentertainment.com, EWILLZ entertainment.com. You can go ahead and order your own copy or download a digital copy of this and my other music. So there you have it right there. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, we.live.podcast, where you can go ahead and follow up with us and see what we're doing. We post a whole bunch of funny stuff throughout the week. And we will be posting more things, and we'll be having, spreading out to more platforms like YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff shortly. Until then, just follow me on YouTube. We can see all these episodes. That's Ellis Williams Music. And on Facebook, ewillzmusic, EWILLZ once again. All right. And you can catch Christine
on Instagram at Treat Talk, where I post lots of stuff to inspire you to travel and eat more.
Yeah. And there you have it. That was episode 22. We got 3 more episodes left of this season. So make sure you come see us once again on Facebook Live to see what we're going to talk about next. And remember,
who knows?
Hey, who knows? And remember, ladies and gents and kids, if you fart and it stinks, you should probably go to the bathroom. Oh.